Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of the RX7 build. So, you see I've got the boot floor sitting in there as well as the hatch is bolted in, and my trusty, well I'd say a keeper-upper eyes, we call them. So, it's all a little bit more complete in this general region. And also I sat the pillar trims in last episode I didn't get to put them in. So I put them in, and actually I didn't realize the other side, under the door, they came with a sill trim, so I'm missing one sill trim now, so that's not too bad. So I got the pillar trims there. All this is gonna have to come out because in this episode I want to take all the I want to take the floor carpets out. So taking the floor carpets out isn't too hard because most of the stuff is already, like the seats and everything's already out, everything's just sitting in there. Most things I'm gonna have to do is take those trims out, just the floor trims, these ones here. And a lot of the times in the carpets in these cross over behind the dash, and you gotta cut them. So if this hasn't been cut, then I know that it's original. If it has been cut, then I know someone's been here before me. So that's what we're gonna do in this first part. The second part, I want to try and get this moldy, crusty, ugly booster slash master cylinder out. So you can see all the lines are just all rusted, corroded, all that nonsense. So they're going to be fun to remove. I'll hopefully just dab a bit of penetrative fluid around them. I'll do that probably now while I do the carpet, and hopefully I'll loosen up the lines, stop anything from breaking. I want to try and get all these lines, ABS module and all these power steering lines all cleaned up and get ready to sand the bay. That'll be another one. So another thing I was thinking of is I'm going to measure the engine bay. So what I'm going to do is measure from there to there, there to there, crossways. We'll see how far this side has come out. And if it's not far at all, needs a couple of mil, I'm going to try and pull it out here and try and square it up as best as I can. I can put it on the rack, but it's just not that crazy amount of damage to put it on the rack. So the best thing I'm going to try and do is pull it out as best as I can. I might even just use the trusty old patrol and put a couple of bricks in front of this, give it a yank, and hope for the best. And if it does come out pretty close to shape, I have to massage it with a hammer and try and get the rest out. But it shouldn't be a crazy ordeal, but we'll see how we go. So I reckon we'll get stuck into that carpet. So one thing I want to tackle, close the door. Close is fine. I didn't even latch it in there properly, but I have to open it from the inside here, because if I pull, even though it's unlocked, it won't open the door. So I have to open it from the inside. So we'll try and address that. I reckon that's just maybe a rod in there. There's 2 bolts here for the mechanism to come out. If I actually pan it properly, there we are. So these 2 nuts, the mechanism should come out. Take this door cut off, it's just sitting on there. Another thing I wouldn't mind doing is actually putting some power to the car and seeing what works. Hasn't got any battery terminals, they've been cut. So I'm just going to put some power to the junction box in the engine bay, and maybe some power just to the strut tower or something for a negative. And we'll see what turns on and what turns off. Alright, let's get into it. Not bad in here, just a bit of a vacuum and should be good. And this is like a padding of some sort. I do have some Dynamat which I'm going to put under here. So, I know Dynamat adds a bit of weight to the car, but we're all about that soundproofing. I'm going to put them in the quarters as well, a bit of Dynamat, got heaps, so that's what the driver's for. Looks pretty good in here. Alright, let's get on to cleaning these carpets. Yuck. So I just went over the floors with vacuum cleaner and just kind of got all the loose crap out. And now I'm just gonna try and attack these little rust spots. So these rust spots are from like bolts that have been sitting on the carpet, and obviously the rust has sort of just seeped in with moisture. So I'm gonna try and scrub that out with some carpet cleaner. And I've got a scrubber as well, and hope we can get them out so we have to buy new carpets. Okay, so I got this Dynamat. It's a car builders brand, I think. Yeah, car builders and sound deadener. So I'm going to put that just on the floor here, and I'll put a little bit under the driver's footwell and some in the back there and the rear quarters. So I'm going to get cracking on that, and hopefully I have enough to cover the majority of this. Well, I'm not going to put too much because it is pretty heavy stuff, but just enough so it helps deaden the sound just a little bit extra. Okay, so after a bit it was a bit hard to film some of that, but got some of the sound deadener in, same on the other side. Cleaner carpets actually came out quite good, just with a bit of a scrub. Got rid of all those rust patches on it. I'm just letting them dry out in the sun at the moment. So I got most of the rust out of it. They were just, like I said, they were just from bolts sitting there and gathering rust over time, and then when the water's got in there it sort of just seeped into the carpet. So I'm going to try to clean a bit of this wiring mess and get ready for the carpet to go back in. Did a bit of work off camera, just a really bit awkward to film, that's all. So carpet looks much better at that side as well. So I kind of cleaned up the wiring and threw it all in the back there, just so you can sort of see a bit better. The interior a bit more cleaner. So the scrubbing helped a bit, and I've got all the Dynamat sound deadener in there, so that'll just help a bit later on. So you can sort of see it's a bit cleaner. Still got to sit the carpet properly. We're getting there. So I think next will be the brake booster and master cylinder. I think first I'm going to try and get these banjo bolts here, and there's one just down the other side. So once I get those off, hopefully that should be enough just to move the lines out the way. Oh, have a look at this. Have a look at this. I just put a little bit of pressure on the top, and all the plastic is just completely corroded away. That's insane. So that just goes to show how weathered that is. Wow. Alright. We're not saving that one. Alright, well let's get these lines off, and then yeah, wow. Have a look at how much that master is just crumbled. That reservoir, that's the cap section, and it's absolutely just deteriorated like paper. I've got that other banjo out. I'm going to try and wiggle this free, then go in the cab and undo the bolts so the boost will slide. I've got to take the rod out as well, and hopefully it should all slide out as one unit. I didn't realize with these the clutch actually line runs off the brake master cylinder, so it must have its own little reservoir in there. A lot of times they're a standalone reservoir and master in there, so it's pretty cool. I apologise about the mess. It's a bit of a rat's nest under here. You can see under here, let's have a look, right where my finger is. That's a little pin we're going to take out, and that's the rod for the brake rod, or master cylinder rod. And you can see there's bolts up here. My camera will focus those two, and there should be another two on the other side. So it shouldn't be too hard to get out. There's actually a lot of room. Just got to watch out for the spideys. So we'll tackle that now, and hopefully everything wants to be easy to remove. So in order to build the car, you have to become part of the car, and I am currently, hello, part of the vehicle to get up into those last 2 bolts up the top there. So wish me luck. Okay, so after almost, I'd say an hour, I've gotten, sorry, I'll get in the right spot. Those 2 bolts are easy. And there was one on the inside there that took probably 20 minutes to nearly half an hour just to get out on its own. And there's one up the top left that is almost physically impossible to get to. Now, out of the hundreds of boosters and masters I've taken out, this is probably one of the most irritating. It almost looks like it's gonna have to be a dash out job. Now, people that have taken FD masters and boosters out probably know a secret way, but I've tried everything I can to get to that last bolt and I cannot get onto it, let alone see it. I can't even feel it. So I'm gonna try and my best. I've just run out of ideas, so it's a bit hard. Now it almost looks like I have to take the clutch pedal out to get to it, which the clutch pedal doesn't look hard at all to get out. It's just very, very awkward. And there's this black box here, like it's loose and I cannot for the life of me get it out. And that's in the way a lot. And the column's in the way and everything's in the freaking way. So frustrating, but we'll get it done, don't worry. Master is out. All I can say is crusty. That is disgusting. We're gonna need a new one of those. And I'm gonna say we might need a new booster. Disgusting. Oh well. One thing on the list that we're gonna have to get. I do actually have a list of probably 30 or something things we're to get for this car, so it's just rust water coming out. Just rust everything. But I'd rather be messing with rusty cylinders or master cylinders than rust in the body. So count our losses and move on. Well, wish me luck for that last booster bolt, because I'm probably going to take that clutch master and what do you call it, pedal out, and then try and get to that last bolt. Jesus. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am very sorry to say that I have been beat. I don't usually let things beat me, but I physically cannot get to that last bolt no matter how much I try, no matter what tools I use. And unfortunately, it's going to have to be a dash out job. Now, I've been going at that bolt for about an hour and a half to 2 hours now. I'm sick of it. I managed to actually crack it loose, but the amount of leverage you have in between with a spanner or ratchet or pliers or anything, it just isn't enough to wind the bolt out, and it's just so tight. It's not going to loosen off itself. You can't get it off by finger. So I'm going to take the dash out. It shouldn't be too bad. I was going to take it out anyway to clean up behind it, so it gives me a reason to take it all out. So I'm going to take the dash out next, and then I'm probably going to take all the pedals out and clean them and clean up all this surrounds and try and find another cluster surround as that's cracked. But yeah, so that's gone from small job to a big job, but that's cars for you. Okay, so I've taken the cluster surround and the cluster itself out and given me a bit more room up here because it recesses so far into the dash. So another thing I was thinking about doing was dropping the column. And if I drop the column, I should get hopefully enough room to sort of sneak up over the column. That's the big issue I'm having is when I go to tighten it with the ratchet and I'm tightening it, it's just hitting the column, so it's not giving me any leverage whatsoever. So if I drop the column a bit, I could probably get a long extension in there and hit it with a ratchet. So that's just something I can consider. Probably won't work, but you know, if I don't have to rip the dash out, I don't have to. I can take it apart and sort of clean behind it. Another thing I'll do is just assess this center panel. I'll probably have to get another one. It's all pretty disgusting. But yeah, so I've actually run out of time today, so I'm probably going to end this part here. I'll probably keep the next part in the same episode, which is going to be taking off that booster. And then, like I said last time, I'm going to put some power to the junction box and try and get things to light up and lights to go on and stuff like that. So yeah, so hopefully next time we'll have that booster off. Okay guys, so I've been working probably for another few hours. Got the steering column all dropped. And it took me probably about another hour, and I managed to just get onto that bolt and I got it off, or the nut. So the booster now is loose, so I can start sliding that out. Thank God, it's literally taken probably 4 hours to remove that one bolt, to put it all together. Unbelievable. So good luck getting it back in. I'm going to leave that column just dropped, so when we put the new booster and brake cylinder in, it should be all straightforward. Now that I've done it, I sort of know how everything sort of works now, so wish me luck. Surprised the gasket's still good on it. Oh. Okay, so now that booster's out of the way, I'm going to try and get this ABS module out. So it shouldn't be too hard. There's I'm going to crack these two lines and just 1, 2, 3, and then the bolt holding it into the actual bay, and I think we're good from there. So let's do it. Okay guys, so I got this ABS module out. Wasn't too hard actually. It was a couple of like earth straps and stuff. The actual lines weren't tight at all. They actually came off pretty easily. Took off this ghetto heat shield as well. It used to sit over here, just in there. I think this thing had like a big single turbo on it at one stage with a big dump on it, and sort of protects the booster and that. A lot more room in the bay now. Still needs a lot of cleaning up. I also took off all those power steering lines, make it a little bit easier. It's getting there. So I think now with all that out, I might hook some power up to it and see if we get anything on the dash. Obviously I got to plug the cluster back in, but see if we get the lights flip up or anything. It'd be good. Okay, so I've hooked the power up to the mighty GU, and there's no terminals in this. I think because the battery was in the boot, I can't find them in that rear loom either. They've been cut, so I've just whacked power in that junction box there and earthed it on the shot tower bolt. Now what I'm going to do is turn the key, see if we get any dash lights, and see if we get any pop-ups, see if we get any windows working. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we get headlights. Hey, I think one works too. No way. Oh, they're both on. They're both on. Oh my god. That's unreal. She has life. Oh my god, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but the headlights actually turn on and off. Wow. Alright, let's go see if anything else works. I don't think you can see on camera, but the cluster actually lights up too. Let's turn the key and see what happens. Oh, we got wipers. We got wipers. Oh, and we got lights. Oh, we got dash lights, ABS, because I just disconnected everything. It needs coolant. I'll turn that off. Let's see if we got windows. No windows. Oh, I'm getting bricked out again. Let's try sunroof. Oh, I heard noises. Oh, I hear noises, but sunroof doesn't want to open, so I'll have to diagnose that. Shut up. Alright. I'm going to see if that window switch is actually plugged in for a second. Got indicators. Now none of the backlighting will work because all the lume's there, so nothing's plugged in. I heard a little click from that window over there, I just don't know. Let's go try it on that switch over there actually. Didn't even think of that. Let's scooch in here. Nothing. Nothing. I heard a click. I think I just got clickbaited. Well, she has some life in her. That's crazy. So I was mucking around with the buttons and finally got something to work. And let's just say I'm pretty excited about this. She needs some assistance. It works. Sort of. Sort of. Okay guys, so I've tucked the old girl away, ready to go to bed. So this will end it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Next episode I'm gonna I might get into some bodywork. See how we go. But I'd like to thank you all for hanging out and doing some wrenching on this nugget. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.